In this video, another gift from the investment gods, shout out to the flying spaghetti monster, served up on a platter to smart investors. Tesla stock getting absolutely destroyed today as the stock market panics once again. Plus, Tesla massively, and I mean massively, increases prices across the board, signaling what an incredibly strong position Tesla are in and why other automakers are completely and utterly f***ed. So, let's get into it. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store, so check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support. In a shockingly unpredictable turn of events, Tesla stock got crushed again, down almost 10% today, about $60 per share. Out of nowhere, for the first time in its history as a publicly traded company, Tesla's stock seems a little bit volatile. In fact, the entire stock market is volatile. There's panic, stocks go up, stocks go down. Are we selling today? Are we buying today? What are we doing? Please, somebody tell me what to do because I can't think for myself. Case in point, the Nasdaq 100 down over 4% today. Apple stock down almost 4% today. Amazon stock down almost 4% today. It's almost like somebody said, hey everybody, we need to sell and panic today, and everybody obeyed blindly and obediently. Good sheeple. Google's parent company Alphabet stock down almost 3.5%. Rivian stock shedding over 9%, and of course everybody's favorite, Lucid Motors, down over 11%. So it's been a pretty exciting week in the stock market. Let me know in the comments below if anyone bought the dip. Full disclosure, I bought more Tesla stock today, 53 shares at $642.69, which is a coincidence. I'm not an idiot, not trying to buy for the memes or the lols, just coincidentally that's the price that I ended up buying today. That means I own a grand total of 666, hail Satan, 9 Tesla shares, or another way, 6669. Maybe I'll stop buying now, it's a pretty nice number. Just kidding, I'm not going to stop buying until I own 0.001% of the company. It's now time to talk Tesla's price increases. From Gary Black over on Twitter. Tesla increased prices on most models last night. The Model 3 long range has increased by $2,500 to $57,900. The Model Y long range has increased by $3,000 to $65,990. The Performance Model Y has increased by $2,000 to $69,900. The Model S long range has increased by $5,000 to $104,990. Model X long range has increased by $6,000 to $120,990. As Gary says here, Tesla gave no reason for hikes, but with 6 to 12 month waits, likely reflects cost increases expected. We'll talk more about this in just a moment. A little bit of context now here from Sawyer Merritt. Quote, here's how much Tesla's most popular models have increased in price in the US since the start of 2021. The Model 3, formerly the Standard Range Plus, has increased by $10,000 from $37,000 to $47,000. In percentage terms, that's about 27%. Now remember, Tesla's gross automotive margins are around 30%. Tesla's Model Y long range has increased by $16,000. What the actual fuck? From $50,000 to $67,000. That's an increase of 32%. The price has increased by a third in the last 12 or so months. The Model S long range has increased by $25,000 from $80,000 to $105,000. Again, an increase of over 30%. And yep, you guessed it, Model X long range has increased by $31,000 from $90,000 to $121,000, an increase again of well over 30%. 34% to be exact. So let's talk about why this is so incredibly bullish from Tesla, why this shows what a position of strength they are versus the rest of the automotive industry. For those who missed the video a couple of days ago, Ford have now admitted out loud they're not even making anything, zero profit on their flagship EV, the Ford Mustang Mach-E. Now, Ford could increase the price on the Mach-E, but if they did that, people stop buying them, stuck between a rock and a hard place that ultimately ends up in bankruptcy. Meanwhile, Tesla has such obscenely long wait times for people ordering their vehicles today. Customers are waiting 6, 12 plus months to take delivery. That Tesla has two reasons to increase prices. The first is to ensure that wait times don't become even more absurd. I mean, seriously, order a vehicle and wait 6, 9, 12 months to take delivery? That's already unreasonable. Tesla cannot allow wait times to get any longer than they already are. Imagine having to wait 2+ years to take delivery of your vehicle. It's just not reasonable. Tesla has been forced continually to raise their prices specifically to ensure wait times don't get any more absurd. But there's a second factor at play: rising materials costs. We've heard recently from UBS their estimates for increased cost for Tesla to produce their Model 3 and Model Y, a few $1,000s, I think it was $3,000 or $4,000 in total. Yet we see price increases here of $10,000, $16,000, $25,000, $31,000. What accounts for this? As I mentioned, part of this is just to ensure that customers don't have to wait too long, don't have to wait too much longer to take delivery of their vehicles when they order. But the second component here is Tesla factoring in increasing costs. Because wait times are so long, price increases happening today won't actually fall through to the bottom line, won't actually apply to vehicle deliveries until 6, 9, 12 months into the future. And as Tesla mentioned on their most recent earnings call, they're trying to anticipate the price increases for parts, components, materials, and so on ahead of time. So as Tesla feels those higher costs, customers taking delivery of those vehicles are paying the higher prices. Tesla's always a few steps ahead, and this is important to understand. Tesla isn't raising the price of their vehicles to fuck over customers. It's actually the polar opposite. Tesla's continually raising prices to ensure wait times don't get too ridiculous, and in addition, they're anticipating cost increases. Meanwhile, you have companies like Ford, who instead of anticipating anything, thinking to themselves, yeah, we're going to make shitloads of money on this Mustang Mach-E. Next minute, oh, sorry guys, we actually aren't making money on those after all because the costs went up and we didn't see that coming. If only we could have seen that coming, but we didn't, so that's too bad. Now stick with me here, folks, because this is critically important to understand, especially if you're a Tesla stock investor. Because Tesla produces products that are so compelling, and I mean so compelling, customers are willing to wait 6, 12 months to take delivery, and this is after price increases of up to 30+% over the last 12, 18 months. Tesla has a huge amount of flexibility. They're in a position of extreme power. Whereas Tesla's so-called competition, you know, the ones that have been coming all over themselves for the last 10 years instead of for Tesla, their products aren't compelling. They aren't cost competitive, and they're not even profitable. So, if costs rise by many thousands of dollars per vehicle for, say, Ford, or Government Motors, or Volkswagen, or pick your automotive manufacturer, yet they don't have wait times of 12+ months, and they're not making a profit on their vehicles in the first place, how in the fuck can they pass on those cost increases to consumers? Spoiler alert, they can't. The fact that Tesla has been able to massively increase their prices, I mean literally by a third in some cases over the last 12, 18 months, shows what compelling products they have. Honestly, if prices increase to further 10, 15, 20%, I still think Tesla's wait times will be well over 6 months globally. I know it sounds insane, but it's true. That's how good their products are. Again, I point to the fact that Tesla doesn't need to pay for advertising because their products are so good they sell themselves regardless of the price. Name another company that can say the same thing about their vehicles. Spoiler alert, none can. And where this gets rather interesting is with all the companies that haven't already reached high volume production of electric vehicles, the ones that aren't benefiting enormously from economies of scale, that haven't established themselves as leaders in the EV space. You know, they're companies like Ford, General Motors, Volkswagen, Hyundai, Kia, Lucid, Rivian, could keep going on and on and on. If these companies were counting on being able to secure materials, parts and so on for a certain price, and eventually, if they don't go bankrupt trying, get to volume production and then eventually be able to make these vehicles profitably, but costs increase so much that there's no possible profit margin even after they've reached volume production, how do these companies avoid going bankrupt? No, really, how do they? I don't know. Unless, of course, the government's willing to give them another multi-billion-dollar handout. What was it, like $14+ billion that US taxpayers donated to Government Motors during the fallout of the global financial crisis? None of which has been repaid, as far as I'm aware. That's the only way these companies survive. Oh, and then there's the whole recession thing happening at the same time. So yeah, I think the moral of the story here is good luck to everybody that isn't Tesla. And as we can see from Tesla's insane price increases, the fact that they've managed to maintain insane wait times, Tesla literally has no competition. They are literally in a league of their own, and everyone else is completely and utterly fill in the blank. And would this be an awkward moment to point out Tesla stock was down today almost 10%? The same day that they swung around their gigantic lead in terms of costs and compelling products? Does this make any sense? One of the most bullish signals we've seen from Tesla in months, maybe a year plus. Enormous price increases, showing what an incredible position of strength they're in. Yet, along with the rest of the stock market, remember, were we panicking today or not panicking today? Oh, we're all panicking today? Okay, I'm going to sell everything, especially Tesla stock. You guys understand the disconnect here from reality? The signals that are coming from Tesla? Clearly showing what's going on with the business, their product, consumer demand, and so on. A very strong leading indicator of future margins being maintained around the 30+% level despite cost increases. You guys understand how the stock market just sometimes doesn't make sense? And if that's the case, if what I'm saying is true, the stock market can sometimes present insane buying opportunities. Hence me picking up a little bit of Tesla stock today. This is once again another example of the stock market being driven primarily by emotions rather than reality. You'd think if the stock market was logical, which we all know it isn't, but if it were logical, a signal like this from Tesla would send the stock skyrocketing. But one, the bell curve is real. Two, the stock market is primarily emotional. And lucky for those of us still accumulating Tesla stock, these things are true. And speaking of Tesla stock, a few comments from Gary the Goat over on Twitter. Quote, "Since Elon announced his Twitter position on 4/4, Tesla stock is down 44% from $1,145 versus the Nasdaq 100, which is down 27%. But Tesla had a blowout Q1 on 4/20, announced a 3-for-1 stock split, and raised EV prices by 4 to 5%. Absent the Twitter overhang, Tesla stock should be even with or outperforming the Nasdaq 100. Yet, as we see, Tesla has massively underperformed. Question I ask everyone watching is, does this make sense? And I would conjecture, no. And if this doesn't make sense, then I think what that means is this may, possibly, if I'm right, be an opportunity for intelligent investors. And by intelligent investors, I mean intelligent investors, as opposed to unintelligent investors or short-term gamblers who like to trade in and out of stocks based on where the stars are positioned in the sky or some shit to do with the moon, or I don't know what they're doing. Don't ask me. Now, a quick disclaimer here. I mean, obviously, I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm talking about. This isn't a signal that Tesla's in a very strong position. No. In fact, this is a clear signal that they're headed for imminent bankruptcy. That's the only reason they'd be raising prices. Just ask the dum-dums of Tesla Q. So take everything I said with a mountain-sized grain of salt. Sure, there's definitely a more reasonable explanation for Tesla raising their prices than insane demand and compelling products. I just can't think of it because I'm really, really dumb. And speaking of Tesla stock, and me being really, really dumb, if you want to see just how dumb I am, join Patreon with the card in the corner or the link in the pinned comment and check out my really, really dumb 10-year Tesla stock price targets in the bear case, the base case, the bull case, and the hyperbull case. I'm so incredibly dumb that I think even in the worst case, Tesla stock over the next 10 years is likely to do a 15x again in the worst case. But of course, like I said, no idea what I'm talking about. I've never said anything accurate about Tesla in the past, and therefore you should duly disregard everything I ever say about this company ever again. Unless, of course, you just want to point and laugh at how wrong I am and will continue to be. So, see you over on Patreon if you game. I'm Stephen Mark Ryan. This is Solving the Money Problem, and I love you all. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks, and get some free stocks and crypto. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. So check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support. And if you're still watching, you're awesome. I read every single comment on this channel and I really appreciate your feedback. So if you've got any thoughts on today's video, questions, comments, or suggestions for a new video, let me know in the comments below. Check the cards on screen now to browse the merch store, join Patreon, or watch the next video.